What's up guys, this is the Anarchist. Like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Just thought I would do an update on my Volcanic Heroes deck profile. I really like this deck. I find I prefer it much more to the pure Volcanics profiles because the pure doesn't have as many big pushes as this deck, which I find very fun. And I find the whatever bad matchups Volcanics have, Heroes tend to have a fair to good matchup on. So it sort of balances it all out. So let's go. The triple rocket, I won't explain the standard Volcanics one as I've done on previous videos, so check them out. But yeah, well, yugioh Searcher, Scatter Shot, Triple Scatter Shot, Raigeki to Feel and Burns for 1500, Shell, Discard Fodder because you can pay 500 to get another one from the deck. 2, Shadow Mist, because the third one is always dead. You never need the third one. The second one is purely for if the first it gets negated, and it just reduces the dead cards in your deck and stuff. Because you can't use the second effect because you only play the Shadow Mist. And play 2 Monk, because Monk is amazing. You can go Monk to Shadow Mist, make a Dark Law or OTK with Yankees, and then at the same time make a Silent Honor Arc or something that you can sit on for a couple of turns. I prefer to make the Arc because he does stop getting destroyed. And it is, people don't play it as much and think he's not as good anymore, but you summon it against your opponent if they're playing Rogue, and it's 3 turns, or 3 attacks, or 3 resources just to kill it. Makes a fair difference against everything but meta. And then play 1 Royal Fastall Guards, because draw 2, recycle 4 is amazing, because you can recycle Scatter Shot. You only need 1 because you don't do it as much in this deck. 2 things, if I had them in the extra deck, I only play, this is like a really stripped down extra deck. It's not a full 15 card extra deck because I don't have all 15 cards I'd like to play for it. The only cards that you really need to add to it would be a Daigusto Emerald, and for the main deck I would add a Pot of Avarice. If you have either of these, check out my binders, let me know. I would be interested to trade for them, because Pot of Avarice in this would allow me to recycle my Mars Changes and Shadow Mists and stuff. So, as well as recycle this guy and the Scatter Shots and making it infinite loops, or well, not infinite loops, but recycle it enough that I can loop the deck for longer and everything else. In the extra deck, that and Castel, I'm waiting for the reprint in the Megatins of Castel and stuff. Cool thing about this deck is I can also got room to add in the instant fusions for Nodin and stuff. So yeah, Fossil Diner is great because it Dark Holes special summon monsters, and when you set it, your opponent, if they know you're playing Volcanics, never ever thinks you're going to. They only think you're going to play set a shell and stuff because, well, that's all you ever do. Something that's dead and you just need to stall out. You've had a terrible hand. This means you can go set. They attack into it because they think it's just a shell, nothing important. And you can Fossil Diner, and people don't expect that. For the spells, 3 your hero lives because you want to special your Shadow Mist. However, if you have a choice of a monk or a hero and a hero lives in your hand, do the monk play because you'd rather not lose the life points. 3 Mars Change because OTKs 4 days and Dark Law. 2 Magic Planter. Now, if I would consider playing the 3rd Magic Planter if I could swap out my trap lineup to be all infinite traps, because I find that I am so often willing that I top deck a Magic Planter just because the draw 2 is like an amazing plus, and it will get you reload in the grave, and it will break off Fiendish Chains, and it's just an amazing card. I never find it to be dead, really. Very rarely, at least. So if I could get the 3rd one, I probably would play it. 2 MST, these are almost exclusively for the 3 floodgates that hurt you. Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, and a Royal Decree. Anything else, you really don't care. If they've got a warning set, you don't care. You're going to burn them for damage and let them have no monsters. They can stop your rocket getting summoned. You don't care. That's the best thing about this deck. Next, play the 1 Raigeki, because if you can't Scatter Shot it, Raigeki it. 1 Mind Control. I love this card so much. Why people aren't playing this, I don't know. People were amazed at how broken it was a couple of formats ago, and when we had Snatch Steal, it was considered broken as well because Snatch Steal sorry, that was a better version of this. This basically allows this deck to either continue and make more rank 4 plays and continue its plays while getting rid of one of their monsters, or it allows, if say they've got a winder or something that can't be scattershotted away, you just move it to your side of the field for a turn and OTK, or do as much damage as possible and then just burn them next turn. I then play 2 Duality because I know I special summon a fair amount in this deck, but I want to dig and draw as quickly as possible to get my combo pieces, because without them you can brick really hard, but this just helps. Don't play Upstart Goblin. Upstart Goblin gives your opponent life points, and this deck struggle if your opponent has like a large amount of life points, you're gonna struggle, because you can get through 8,000 life points or 7,000 life points or 6,000, anything below 7,000 life points you can get through really easily in this deck. Above 8,000, it will take 2 turns instead of 1 turn, and that can be a pain. For the traps, 3 Reload because Heart and Soul of the deck, 3 Fiendish Chain, I wish I could play like 6, or 2 Call of the Haunted. I really like this card. I've considered playing like Powerful Rebirth or something, but I just find that I just want to make level rank 4s more than because even though Powerful Rebirth would, if he gets MST'd or something, it doesn't destroy the monster, or if it gets Magic Planted, it doesn't destroy it. Making it level 5 just hurts this deck. Mind Crush, I would probably swap these out for Mistakes and then play the 3rd Magic Planter, but it's completely down to you. Mistake can hurt this deck, so with the shell searching and everything else, you don't search too much, but it's just one of those things of if you wanted to play the 3rd Magic Planter, I'd swap these for Mistakes, because that way you can always break your own mistake and stuff. And then 1 Vanity's Emptiness, because it's Vanity's Emptiness, it's like the best card. The extra deck, now don't forget you want to play a Castell when it gets a reprint, or if you have one, a Daigusto Emerald. It's fairly important because you like to recycle your cards in this deck. And RIP the Volvo Chain. But I played the Silent Honor Arc, Gagaga Samurai, very good for OTKs, I really like this card. Cowboy to Burn to Death, Abyss Dweller for Graveyard decks, Roach for Cliff Fort and Ritual Beast. I then play 2 Darklaw and 2 Anki. I do have 3 Anki and 3 Darklaw. I would never play 3 Darklaw in this deck, because if you ever need to make the 3rd Darklaw, you're doing something wrong. You've lost 2 Darklaw, how have you done this? And the Ankis are what you want to make most of the time. The Darklaw is your final play. You'll usually, the standard combo is, just get the cards, Shadow Mist, that you've special summoned with Hero Lives or whatever and stuff, and a Mask Change. Let's say you special summon Shadow Mist and either search the Mask Change, or if got multiple in hand, you will attack, or if they've got a monster, you will Mask Change that away, bring out an Anki. Anki will attack over their monster, search out a Mask Change from deck. You will then get rid of that Anki to bring out another Anki. You'll be surprised how many times in this deck I will have all 3 Mask Changes in my hand, and then a dead Shadow Mist, or it would be normal, and I'll be able to go summon and then triple Mask Change straight away. But if you go, I would maybe consider playing the 3rd Anki, but I just don't see the need for it, because 2 Ankis and a Darklaw, which is Anki attack and search, Anki attack and search, and then you end up Mask Changing that 3rd Anki into a Darklaw, which is a really powerful play, because you'll put on a huge amount of damage getting rid of 2 of their monsters, possibly even 3 with a Darklaw, and you end up with a Darklaw and whatever traps you've got. So it's a very powerful play, and 2/8 plus 2/8 plus 2/4 is 8,000 if my maths are correct, and my calculator's correct. But yeah, I really like that play. I do that play all the time, and I like being able to OTK in a stun deck, just because who expects that? And yep, tell me what you think, tips and ideas for the deck. If you've got a Daigusto Emerald or Jar of Avarice, check out my trade binders. Yep, the Anarchist, signing